What's up, guys? Justin here, aka mhero25, back again with another duel video. So we are at round 2 of my locals of March 14th. Yeah, I'm gonna start dating this now, maybe it'll help. Anyway, so we are playing against my friend, my usual cyber duelist, and I had to slap his hand because he was messing with my phone, like trying to get this mirror effect. Like, dude, don't do that to my viewers. Even I don't like seeing that, and I was just upset. Anyway, so I have this infamous reputation with Cyber Dragons where I just lose. I get OTK no matter what. I could set up perfectly beautifully, but I just lose anyway. And this, in my opinion, was like going to be the same thing. And honestly, it didn't play out that way. So anyway, we're going into the duel. He activates Cyber. He's special summoning Galaxy Soldier. He activates Galaxy Soldier effect. I say Ash Blossom. Say no, you can't have that. We're activating Fossil Dig now on my turn. Summon, of course, Oviraptor. Normal summoning Raptor, I believe. No, activating the Lost World. I gotta stop trying to predict my own place. Oviraptor to give him a Oviraptor effect, and Lost World effect to give my opponent a token. And Oviraptor's effect will now finish resolving by either adding or sending a Dino to the grave, and sending Quatless, because I already have a non-Dino in my grave, to add Pill. So now Pill is live. Already committed my normal summon, so I'm just deciding what to do here, will be the best optimal play. I don't think I have another Dino in my hand, so I activate Double Evolution Pill because I cannot use Oviraptor's effect right now because I do not have a valid target. So I'm just going to go into UCT effect to set everything. Now I will have my live effects. UCT will activate, Petite effect will activate to get me another Dino. So I think I was debating, do I want to go straight to the Xyz, or do I want to get like a Pankratops to keep breaking the board? But I'm already at a very far point, so it's very optimal for me right now. So I'm gonna activate Raptor's effect to eat the dinosaur, but I'm going to get the destruction of the dinosaur by sending another Dino to the grave, which will be another Petite Pterodon, which will allow me to summon Miscellaneous Aerosaurus. So now I can pretty much, I have complete flow control of the game at this point, so I can either Xyz or link away. So I'm going to link into Pentastag because I have another Giant Rex in my hand, and my opponent realizes that and scoops for game. The first time ever I get to OTK a Cyber Dragon player. Like, honestly, it's not even my opponent right now, it's Cyber Dragons in general. Anytime that deck hits the table with me, I'm like, are you playing Cyber Dragons? No. Okay, I might have a chance. Are you playing Cyber Dragons? Yes. I'm gonna lose. I just accept that as like my internal weakness. It doesn't matter what deck I'm playing, heroes, whatnot. Cyber Dragons are my internal kryptonite. Yeah, that's just me ranting about that. But while I'm ranting, let me again give another shout out to my boy Scott for that lovely field center in this in the middle of our mats. It is a gold Pot of Greed from Stay Classy LLC. This is a quick shout out because it is some good quality stuff, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you are interested in anything like that, I'll have a description I'll have linked in the description down below. So make sure you check it out. Alright guys, we're going back into Duel 2, and of course Cyber Dragons are going second deck as well, so I will go first this time. So I'll normal summon Oviraptor, and I'm not gonna lie, I remember this hand very clearly. Well, not as clear as I should, but I opened all monsters, and that's not great right now. Not monsters I can use because I had Oviraptor in my hand, UCT in my hand, and I was like, I can't dump anything. So I'm just gonna add a Mist to my hand and pass turn because at least I can give myself protection. And then I realized my opponent drew 2. So now we're both going back and forth. And this is where I was playing it conservatively because I just didn't want to lose utterly and I get called by the grave. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Yeah, and like, and in hindsight, no matter where I activated Misk, it would have gotten called at some point. So now I'm summoning my other Oviraptor in my hand to I should have dumped something here, but I didn't, because I was like, oh man, I might not get it back, blah 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 blah. So I think here I'm going to actually dump another Misk or add another Misk. Yeah, adding Mist to hand because I was debating really hard, like, what should I do here? and I swing for damage for 36. So my opponent is at 54. No, 44. Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Math is hard, y'all. And then I overlay into Dolka, which is generically good overall, but I can't really do much about it because I'm trying. I should have put those 2 dinos in the grave because I had UCT, but in the end, it really wasn't that great of a play. I couldn't do much. Oh god, it hurt. So now my opponent sets another card, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I should have gone off here. This is where I could have completely just sweeped the duel in my favor. Again, Dino players, if you are doing this, you're doing it wrong. You need to sweep when you can. Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg of your opponent and get that win. Don't try to overthink like I do. It's really bad. Special summon, a normal summon, Misk. That's bad. And then attack into Ghost Ogre and and then attack over at 23. And this is where I lose because I was hesitant. I lost here. I should have done anything and everything to help me set up the board further. And yeah. But also at the same time, like, my opponent really had a good play here where it was just, he just had the cards he needed where I let him live long enough, and I really couldn't do much about it because now he's going to overlay. In the end, he's going to overlay into Cyber Dragon Infinity to get, to negate and just to, like, screw my stuff over. So he's going to contact Fuse to get into Mega Fleet, then go to Klee, and then I just straight up ask him, can you go game? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, just scoop it up here because I just don't want to waste my time and just, like, watch me lose again in the same format as the same way I lose every time against Cyber Dragons, which is just like hard negate boards, and I have nothing to break because I have UCT in my hand and Quatless, and I can't do anything with these 2 cards in my hand. So I just scoop it up and go to game 3. A tough loss for any going second deck because, like, when you're grinding, it's usually not what we're supposed to do, and, like, it's not that dinos can't, it's just that the way my hand was, it was not allowing me to grind unless my opponent completely dead drew and just didn't have any of his pieces, which he did. That sucks. Anyway, so now I'm just, since I will have the option to go first, I'm going to be siding and going second, so I think I sided 3 for 3. In this case, game 1, I did side in D barrier. Game 3, I did ended up siding them out just because there's no point in having them if you're going first, and if you're really planning on OTKing, if you're really planning on playing this deck, you mostly want OTK so you don't need any more cards to interrupt. So it's more of like, if you're going first is when you need to side in those kind of cards. And yeah, I was looking at my camera, I had to readjust because I realized we're too high, and it'd be kind of a pain to edit and look later. So yeah, decided to put it down and I decided not to edit that out because real duels are the best duels. So I'm just really hard stacking my opponent here by shuffling multiple times. Like, I don't want you to draw any of your good cards, so I let him go first. And yeah, this is actually pretty scary for me because, like, I actually thought I was gonna lose this one pretty hard. Activates Cyber Emergency, gets baby Cyber Dragon, which is core. I like calling him baby Cyber Dragon. He proceeds to think on his play. In all honesty, he really can't do much because, again, like, his deck really does revolve around getting more special summons off your opponent than you doing it. So he's gonna machine dupe though, and to get into Cyber Dragon because core counts as a Cyber Dragon. Stupid. Overlays into core into infinity, and has 1 solid negate and sets 1 pass. I believe in this one he has overflow, and me just kind of reading that off, it's like it has to be overflow. If not, if the solemn and solemns I can kind of work with, I just can't deal with overflow because that negate, banish, certain, like, no matter what you do to that card, it's gonna resolve in a way that's gonna be beneficial to the Cyber Dragon player. So good. That's a really good card. Like, no matter what happens to it, you get something out of it. So I summoned Pankratops because, it's Pankratops. It's really good. And I was like, oh yeah. He was like, oh, you're gonna run it over. Like, nah, dude, you have 26. So activate Pankratops to attempt to destroy Infinity, and I just wanted to bait out the negation because I really wanted to go off into my next play, which is I'm normal summoning Oviraptor. That's the only thing I can ever do here. Oviraptor, and since he didn't activate anything, I am assuming Overflow is not active yet. So I added a card to my hand. I didn't get to see what it was. So I'm just entering text. So I'm debating on my play, and it was Mist. So then I decided to dump Mist to protect my dinos for the rest of the turn of the main phase. Banish Giant Rex and Ash Blossom from my hand, special summon UCT. And I'm like, it looks like I'm cheating here because like I am like forgetting placements. I'm like, oh, I almost put Ash Blossom in my graveyard like 3 times. And here I made a misplay. I should have put UCT in the other available spot so I can do piercing damage with Pentastag, but my opponents at my locals are really nice to me, but I was like, no, I have to start committing to my plays, and I have to start like, thinking ahead of time, and this is just more of like a hardcore lesson for me and for any other player out there. Like, if you are like, you have to plan ahead, and if you are planning to, with Dinos, if you're planning to pierce, you have to know where you're placing your UCT. You have to know where the spots are available and risk it, or just have it always remember, like, place it here for XYZ reason. Now I'm activating Misk Engrave to get another baby out, and I'm going to use its effect by UCT's effect to set everything, and Petite's effect will activate to get me another dinosaur from my deck. And I was like, oh, I wish it was a baby. So that way I can get another Petite on the board and like extend my board a bit better, but this is fine. Because I could have gotten Pankratops back, but I was like, whatever, it's fine. Misk effect is already alive on both with both Vanish effect and negation effect, so I'm pretty good here. So I'm just gonna go for an overall negate since I've messed up my play here, so in case anything does happen, I can still rely on me doing damage, because I did not want to handle Overflow at this moment. So I was like, okay, Loggy's gonna be the best play here, just because Overflow does allow, like, he activates it, he banishes a dino, and then allows for popping. This will at least get me over it. So I'm gonna send 2 of his monsters to the grave for 2,000 damage, so that's gonna put him at 8. I mean, from his 8 to his 6. And then I'm going to put 24 and 18 else on top of him, so that puts him really low in life points. It puts me really well into my favor. And again, this is where I'm like too concerned about little things, where I should be looking at the big picture on my next when I pass turn. And for Cyber Dragon players, this is just like dangerous for me. So he activates Cyber Emergency Call, or Cyber Emergency. I don't know verbatim what this card's called. Right here is probably where I should have done something. Like, I should have negated that spell card or negated the card he's about to summon, because of that he gets a free contact fusion. I'm just calling this out beforehand, but it's very painful for me at this point. Like, I should have negated the summon, but it's like I already said it was fine, so now I have to face a Chimera Tech. And now he's going to activate Cyber Overflow, and he's going to banish one of his dinos. Banish one of his cybers, but I'm going to chain and set it, but I forgot. It doesn't. For some reason I thought it banished, but it just sends to the graveyard. But luckily I found a choke point by chance here, and just like put him in. I just locked him in to no extra monster zone, which is very detrimental to this deck, because that means they cannot extend their board as they need to really get their plays off. So yeah. And this was just by pure luck and stupidity on my point that I just ended up playing it outright. I was like, oh my god, I did it. So learn from my lesson. Learn from my stupid dumb luck. So I have 1 card in hand, draw for 2. And I'm just like, okay, what can I do here? How can I win this? Right now, I forgot how I did this in a minute, but I'm just making sure everything's correct here. Banishing 4 dinos to special summon Oviraptor from deck to get Quatless, to add Quatless to hand. Giant Rex also returned itself to the field, and I actually had 5 dinos, so this actually puts me over what I needed to get the game, because again, my opponent's life points is low, but now I have complete control of the board. I can get over any of his monsters. And I'm just gonna summon Dolka to negate Infinity, so I can just run it over. And at this point, that's it for the game. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This is Justin, aka M Here 25, signing out. Peace.